As an ADC, this is the type of game where you strive for. 24 kills, 30,000 accumulated gold, 11.5 CS a minute. These stats sound bonkers. And I'm really proud I managed to do all of that in this game. My goal for this game was to dominate short trading with Yunara, being able to take free HP from my enemies, but it ended up being so much more than that. Let's dig in. Alright, so first things first, and the one thing I want to do is immediately ward this middle bush. However, my support did it for me, so all good. We're playing Yunara Yuumi into Jinx Lulu, so we know we're not really going to just destroy them in lane. We need to play it slow, methodically, and we'll be fine. We both scale really well, just make sure we get good CS lead into the enemy Jinx, and that's the wins we should take from this lane. So here we try to get push immediately from the level 1. Now, Jinx should be able to get more push if she wants to, especially with Lulu being able to help out. But if we need to, I'm really happy to just use Q on the wave if needed. But if I can, I'm going to use my Q in... But if I can, I'll just try to use my Q on Jinx, like here. Unfortunately, I failed the auto Q. But the idea is to just dominate the lane and assert my dominance with Q, which is when I'm stronger than Jinx. Now, this wave 2 is really important. We want to make sure that we can get this level 2 first, so we can have a window to trade with them. We both actually just get level 2 at the same time. Jinx actually gets it a little bit sooner than I do, right? She has a Lulu support, and she gets a little bit of wave priority into us, and that's okay. We're playing weak side, while our Volibear is going to top, and we're playing next to our tower, and they really can't do much from here. The important part in regards to wave management here is to make sure we don't get pushed into our own tower and get a bounce into the enemies. If that happens, then we will be very gankable. However, here, Yuumi finds a really nice exhaust, and we have Ghost onto Jinx, right? Which is a really good summoner spell against her. Here, we live 1 HP, flash outside of vision, and then we just want to maintain a decent wave shape. That's really what we want to do. However, Yuumi is going completely bonkers and just sending it on the Lulu. We're able to clean it up. And now, how do you do this? Do you push this whole wave? Nope. And here I decide to just recall rather than pushing this wave. I'm unsure how long it will take for Jinx to get to the wave. It honestly looked pretty even to me. I was like, you know, maybe it pushes slightly onto them, but I get such a nice recall here, and I can somewhat match the base timer with Jinx. And at this point, I will definitely be a lot stronger than Jinx. As we see her coming back to lane, she has a coal in the pot, and I bought a coal and a recurve bow. I'm a whole 700 gold ahead, and recurve bow is just so strong on Yunara. So in this case, we're a lot stronger. I did prioritize the coal in this matchup as well, because we should be farming a lot into Jinx, so we want to scale up and get to our item cores sooner rather than later. Also very important, the Volibear is topside, right, our jungler. So what we want to do is to just leave the wave here. We don't really need to crash this onto Jinx. We just keep the wave on our side. We keep it safe. We don't really need to do that much right now. Just farm, just chill, and do what we can. In this case, the Jinx isn't hard pushing here, so I'm just interested in keeping the wave and hitting a little bit. And they can't really crash this under my own tower. So again, the Jinx and the Lulu need to be very overextended, and I'm just very safe under my own tower. I'm in a very happy spot here, and if I need to, I can even chase them down. If Yuumi lends a Q and I can lend my doubly slow, we can look for a little bit of a trade, or even something like that, right? So here, Yuumi lends the... Sorry, I actually get my slow onto the Lulu. I go for an auto Q trade. It's good. This is perfectly fine. And just chill. And this is what I mean about these short trades that I was trying to work on, where it's like, Yunara wants to go for extended crazy trades. What I'm trying to do better is to set up these small combos of auto Qs, try to shorten their HP a little bit, and then it will make it a lot easier for when I do decide to commit for the all-ins when I have better information. And again, very important, we would just want to keep the wave next to our tower, but without letting it crash. Unfortunately, I think here I hit the wave too much, honestly. Notice here that I'm willing to walk up a little if the Jinx also wants to walk up for the last hits, because I have this auto Q ready to go and trade a little bit onto the Jinx. Here we saw Graves being mid lane with the Aurelian Soul, and again, we just keep the wave. It's a little bit closer to our side, and it's not exactly under our own tower. We're not exactly pushing them either. This is a really decent spot to play when our jungler is topside. We just are very risk-averse in this type of situation. Really big emphasis on that. In this case, I'm still slow pushing this wave. The Jinx has been missing for a while, and I have 1,000 gold. So what I'm thinking here is that I can slow push 2 waves. So here we built up the first wave. Now we hard crash this wave. And then we can get our own reset timer. That's kind of the plan here. First, I kind of farmed this wave a bit poorly. But now I can base. The Jinx should hold a freeze here, but it's kind of a lot of minions, right? That she'd have to hold. So she makes the decision to just farm the whole wave, which is completely fine. And we are just going to come back to lane at this point. We're chilling. Everything missing on the Lulu. Don't know if she can come from there. She doesn't. And now the Jinx has to push the wave back into us. This is what I mean, where like a lot of players will just insta-shove one wave. And this is very wrong from them. Because now I just collect the wave pretty much close to my own tower. And they don't really do a whole lot with this. I'll have a very easy time to farm the whole wave. Or even get something more here. In this case, we also have the Volibear joining in. Turn up our Ghost, and we just go for the Jinx. Unfortunately, I get caught by the Chompers here. But then we go after the Lulu. Volley sends it with the big R. Gets a big double kill. This is all very good, right? Actually, look at how big of a deal it was for the Jinx to hard push this wave. She could have slow pushed, stacked 2 waves. And instead, she wouldn't have been in this position right now. Instead, she pushed 1 wave, she's under my own tower, and the Volibear ganks and gets a double kill and ruins their lives. It's actually crazy how big of a difference it makes when you play for these 1 waves only. And this is the outcome that you see. Anyway, here we take some plates. In this case, I decide to not take the wave because I know my Volibear wants to clear towards topside and I don't want to be overextended, right? I don't want the Graves to do to me what the Volibear just did to them, right? So I don't touch that wave because I think I'll struggle to clear it in time. And this way, the Jinx just insta-pushes it so quickly and I'm back in my happy habitat. Just close to my tower, the wave isn't crushed, and I have a lot of room to play, but again, I'm very close to my tower. Look at how easy it is to also farm and not be harassed, right? We're just doing this pretty easily. We're chilling. Here, my Yuumi just kind of sends it with the ult. Jinx no longer has flash. And now maybe we send it to kill the Jinx. Let's see. I flash over the Chompers. Get the Lulu. Nice. Pretty good. That's another kill for us. Now we can just push this wave and recall. And after we kill this wave, we should have enough gold for Kraken Slayer. Which was on my mind when I was playing this. I do remember that. Now notice the discipline here. I don't go for plates because I just know I have my Kraken Slayer in base. I can go for another plate, but it's a bit greedy. What do I want? I want my Kraken Slayer spike and I want to just play the game, right? If I stay for another plate, I'm going to be late for the next wave, which is the wave I'd rather play on with my item spike, rather than playing with low conditions, low mana, no sums, no ult, right? It would be terrible. This way, we base, we get our Kraken Slayer spike, and a lot of the cooldown timer from my sums and from my ulti is being spent on recall and coming back to lane, which is really good. We use our downtime from our own abilities, and we incorporate that into our own game in a way where it suits us. We're ahead, we should use and plan the timers the way we want to. Here we just freeze the wave a little bit outside of our tower, and again we just maintain this happy spot where the Jinx is really uncomfortable. If she starts to walk up, then we just start hitting her, and we chase her around. At this point, you have Kraken Slayer. We're way stronger than the Jinx, which is exactly what happens here. The Lulu has to go away from the Jinx. I get this nice little free trade, and again, we're good to go. If, honestly, I can move away from the Chompers and chase the Jinx a bit better, could have done a better job. So here I want to chase the Jinx a little bit, but I can't do it as well as I thought I could because she gets the excited with getting an ulti kill on my Volibear and my Echo that we're fighting in their jungle. However, I think I kind of messed this up. The Jinx also extends the fight a little too much. Gets caught by the Yuumi Q and my W. It's too slowed. And it's just pretty free for me to play. We get this plate, and we're kind of good, right? Again, we have no ultimate. We're just done with plays. We're going to reset. We're going to get our Berserker Greaves. And life is good. In this case, we don't, because I'm actually poor and don't have enough money. Here we come back to lane again. Notice that we have 3 casters from the enemy wave. And we're chilling. Again, we want them to run into us, and then we can ghost them and chase them if needed. So we're in a really good spot. Going for that auto Q trade on Jinx, the thing that I've been working on, this game in particular. Just try to get a bit more of those auto Q trades and not trade anything out of my HP bar to do it. In this case, my Volibear wants to do the Drake. So this way, I'm just going to actually play for priority here and push this one wave because I know what I want to do is dragon right now. That's what I'm interested in. So here, in this case, we push with a reason, right? Every time we've been pushing, it's been to crash a wave and reset. Or in this case, we're crashing a wave. We have to make Jinx take it while we help out with getting the Drake, which is really nice too. In this way, we sort of expand our lead that we've created in bot lane in order to help out our jungler. Now, was our jungler available to help us out? Yeah, he was. Here, Mayumi kind of sent it with the ultimate, so I thought I should send it a little bit there. Things actually do work out. I'm not sure if Jinx had barrier there or not, but hey, you know, another free kill, and we take those, that's for sure. Here, I also see my Volibear. He's kind of ready to play dive. Just for the Lulu, I'm gonna walk up here, try to get my slow on the Lulu if possible. Doesn't seem like we can kill her, but we proxy the wave. You know, Baus would be proud. Here I get this plate, proxy the wave, and then I think I reset or take the tower. I think we can actually take the tower because we have Volibear next to us. Yeah, exactly. That's what we do. Perfect. Notice that we are really strong right now. We also still have Ghost, so in case we need to run away from something, we can. We can even do this wave because there's probably no Graves around, where Jinx and Lulu would feel a bit more confident. This way, we just take this wave, we base, and we spend our gold. We have so much money. Here, this is actually kind of important. I checked my quest progression from my teammates. So my mid laner still has to be mid for a while, right? But my Mundo is nearly done with this top lane quest. And this helps me decide what I want to do to play the game. Because I've taken my bot tier 1 tower, I have my quest completed, and I've kind of did everything I could do in bot lane. I want to go mid or I want to go top. And in this case, the top lane quest is almost done. So I can just play for top lane and I can't really go mid. So it makes sense, right? My Mundo is dead. I can actually just go on this wave and assert myself here. Now I have Ghost, I also have the slow, I have my E, I can chase, I have a Yumi Q. And so we just go for the Mordekaiser. We kill him, we take this big juicy top wave, and we're pretty good here. I saw Graves being topside river, so I ping assistance. Yeah, there's the Graves, you see? So I'm not willing to walk up that much. I'm just sitting here, I'm chilling. There's actually Graves and Lulu both here. So what I want to do is play a bit safe, right? I'm pretty strong, I have my ultimate, I have 2 item spikes, but I know my teammates aren't around. I don't know where their mid laner is. I know Graves and Lulu are around, so I'm not going to take this top lane tower for now until I have, you know, a teammate that can also support me. It does help that I have Yumi right next to me, but I'd rather have a more safe approach to this. Again, now at this point, I see that Graves isn't taking this wave in the top tower, so I think he's not really interested in hitting this, so I take the wave, and now maybe take a few plates. And this way, we can really expand our lead to the rest of the map, right? So our Mundo was having a tough time into the Mordekaiser. We've taken him out of top lane so he can scale somewhere else. In this case, he's pushing in that bot tier 2. Let him do his thing. And I can get more gold from the top tower that's still remaining while I'm really strong. Also really cool here that Yumi exhausted the Mordekaiser and it goes into Death Realm. This is super cool because this also works with, for example, Braum's passive. And that type of stuff can really help with playing against Mordekaiser in Death Realm, which is quite usually a death sentence. Yeah, in this case, I think I pinged assistance so Volibear could play on this top side. In this case, he's looking for the Graves camps while I try to take this top tower. And this is really good that I could get Volibear to be here, or that he's been able to play on this side of the map, because it's the side I'm on. I'm really strong on the map, and I want to be able to do things like this, that if I don't have my jungler support and my support next to me, it's going to become a lot more difficult to play. The only issue here is that I didn't ping back after I recalled, and my Volibear is doing Rift Herald, and I can't really help him out. The Aurelion Soul just pushed mid-wave in, the Mordekaiser is top, getting the wave, so is Lulu and Graves, and Volibear is in a bit of a weird spot to do that Herald. He manages to get the eye, but he can't really live, so I feel like that's a little bit on me for not pinging and communicating to him. Here, I'll let the Echo still have his wave, right? I don't want the guy too upset. At this point, I'm happy to just be mid lane. Echo's already completed his quest, right? So now it's our spot to really go from mid lane and try to carry the game. We've kind of done everything we wanted from side lanes anyway. Okay, honestly, I've yapped for a long time. I could keep going with the review on this video. What we're gonna do is this. If you've watched this far, let me know and I'll upload a review of the rest of this game. Let me know if that's something you want to do, but at the moment I've been working mostly on laning phase and all of that stuff. And if you want to look at what I did in the rest of this mid game, I think that would be interesting. But this rotation of playing through bot lane into top lane, and now controlling mid lane and then, you know, playing around objective timers, I think it's super cool to showcase. But in the rest of the mid game, we still get like 24 kills. We die 5 times. There's some throws here and there. There's a lot of good degenerate fun stuff and just, you know, very strong Yunara gameplay in terms of items and how fed we are. I have a Yunara guide on Mobify with a lot of details that you can read on things that you may like or enjoy about the champion if you want to pick her up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Leave a like and a subscribe if you did like the video. Take care and goodbye.